A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Jerry of the Circus. Jerry of the Circus.
How are you, Patsy?
I hate to feel any better than I do. What about you?
Guess that goes double for me.
I should think you'd be all worn out.
Why?
All that dinner you put away tonight.
Aw, quit kidding. Say, by the way, what are you doing out here so early? The parade's just lining up, and you don't go on for quite a while.
I know. Usually I'm dressing at this time. But do you realize, Jerry, I haven't seen a grand parade all season?
Ah, you're fooling.
Indeed, I'm not. It's a disgrace, that's what it is.
Gee, Bumps and I know every turn by heart.
Of course you do. But the clowns work all through the show. Those of us that just do star turns have usually only one thought till our turn is over.
Now, I can see how that is. It's probably better for you to concentrate on your own turn till it's finished.
Uh-huh. This for me. I know every routine that follows my turn as well as you do.
Oh, greetings, Lady Patsy.
Oh, hello, Slat. Oh, my, your thumb is certainly swollen.
Haven't you seen Slat's big thumb before?
No. What happened, Slat?
I sprained it.
No, Slat. How could you sprain it badly enough for it to grow as big as a dill pickle?
Bad manners.
What on earth could you do even with the worst of manners to spoil your thumb so?
I hate to tell you.
You better confess.
Well, it's a bad habit I started when I was but a boy.
Yes?
I used this thumb for a pusher.
Oh.
A pusher? Sure, to push my food onto my fork with. And let me tell you, I sometimes had to work it so hard it kept swelling and swelling and...
Oh, come on. Hey, Fred, the parade, come on.
Oh, sorry, folks, my public awake.
He's such a fool. What on earth does he do with that big paper mache thumb, Jerry?
Say, you've missed one of the best clown acts we've got if you haven't seen that.
Oh?
Hey, come on through here. I'll show you.
Oh, I love this opening march. Gives me a thrill every time it starts up. Say, Jerry.
Yeah?
Have you seen Jason much lately?
Sure, but he's been kind of busy. You know, that Panther's been acting up.
Oh, I know. I just wondered if he wasn't making an excuse. Seems as if I never see him anymore.
Besides, you've been away so much.
Yes, I know. Boris has insisted on taking me out for meals. It really has been nice showing me the town. It's been fun for a change.
Yeah. Well, what do you expect then, Patsy?
You don't like Boris, do you, Jerry?
No, I don't. But I do like you, and if you have fun with him, I guess, well... Oh, hey, Patsy, look through here.
Oh, those elephants certainly look beautiful, don't they?
I'll say. And are they proud? Hey, look at El Mundo.
Oh, he's gorgeous. And all that beautiful purple and gold. And...
Hey, you see Slats over there?
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, isn't he a ride? Trying to hitchhike a ride.
Look at them all ignore him. Animals and drivers.
Yeah, even when he runs along after them. He's sure doing his best to attract someone's attention.
And now he's trying to get the camel drivers to give him a lift.
He sure looks like a worn-out hobo. But you just wait.
Oh, poor thing. Did you ever see anything so woebegone?
Hey, watch him now, Patsy. Here comes the big lion cage.
Oh, who's that? Nemo? He's the most vicious-looking cat Jason's got.
Hey there, see Slats still coming for a ride?
But the driver of the lion cage has stopped.
Sure, he's opening the door to the cage. Gonna give Slats a lift.
Oh.
But of course it's a fake door and Nemo can't get out.
Look at that clown run. He certainly doesn't want to ride to that lion. And he didn't look as if he had a good run in him a minute ago.
Oh, boy, he's sure making time now.
Jerry. Say, Jerry. Oh, hello, Patsy. I didn't know you were in here.
Hello, Jason. Hey, you're quite a stranger.
We've been watching Slats. That cat of yours sure looks ferocious, Jason.
You mean Nemo? Yeah, it's part of his act, and he knows it.
Did you want something of me?
Yes, Jerry. Will you try and find Mr. Randall? I want him to watch my act tonight.
Is there anything wrong?
Nothing serious, I hope, but you know how Streak's been acting up, and
I should say so. He certainly gave us a scare when he jumped on you last night.
Well, I've been thinking it might be a good idea to leave him out of the act for a while.
Oh, gee, that's a shame.
But naturally, I'd want to consult Mr. Randall first.
Okay, I'll get him for you right away, Jason.
But, Jason, are you sure it's safe for you to work the Panther at all tonight?
Oh, of course. He's no worse than he's been all week. Then he's not any better, and I just thought a rest might do the trick.
You're sure it's not dangerous?
Of course I am.
Because you mustn't take any risks, Jason.
Now, don't you worry, Patsy. I won't.
You know, I don't seem to see you anymore, Jason.
Well, I guess you're pretty busy, and...
But I'm not too busy to see you, ever.
Do you mean that, Patsy?
Of course.
What about after the show tonight? Maybe we could go over to that Chinese place and get some chop suey. Would you like that?
You bet I would. I'd love it, Jason. Only, you see, well, I'd already promised Boris.
Oh, sure, I see, Patsy. Well, I've got to tell those guards not to let Streak in until everything is set. Tell Mr. Randall I'll be back just before going in.
Of course. But, Jason...
Yes?
You do understand, don't you?
Sure I do, Patsy. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, you're one of the grandest girls I've ever known, and, well, I hope you're going to be very happy. So long.
Well, of all things...
Ah, the Lady Patsy. Well, did you like my turn?
What?
How did you like my act?
Oh, yes, of course, Liza. Oh, it was awfully funny. It sounded like the audience thought so, too.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Patsy. Say, is something wrong?
No. Why?
You're sort of funny.
I didn't mean to be.
Jason just left as I came up. He didn't say something to you that... If he did, I'll knock his...
Oh, no. No, of course he didn't, Slats. But he, well, I think he's got the wrong idea about something, and, well, I don't know what I can do about it.
Uh-huh. He's such a stubborn fella.
That's exactly it. I'm so proud.
Well, I got to change. But, Patsy, if there's anything I can do, you know you can always depend on me, don't you?
Of course I do, Slats. And thanks. It's sweet of you. Yes?
Has Jason gone in yet?
No, not yet, Jerry. Did you find Mr. Randall?
Yeah, he's right behind me.
Jason said he'd be back to see Mr. Randall just before going on.
He'll be here in a jiffy, Mr. Randall.
Oh, good evening, Patsy.
Oh, Mr. Randall, you're sure it's safe for Jason to work Streak tonight?
Oh, of course. Jason's too level-headed to take any risks.
Say, Jason knows his cats like a book, and, well, I guess they know him almost as well.
Well, can they tell when he's worried or upset?
You bet they can. They smell it or something, don't they, Mr. Randall?
Sometimes it seems so. Animals sense strange things like that sometimes.
I've heard that. I guess that's why I'm kind of worried.
What do you mean, Patsy?
Well, I was talking to Jason a minute ago, and he misunderstood something, and, well, he seemed sort of...
Say, you didn't quarrel, did you?
Oh, no, but...
Well, I guess we don't have to worry much about Jason. He's a showman, first of all. I'm sure he can always take care of himself.
Indeed he is. I never get tired of watching his somersault stunt with that tiger.
Yeah, it's a knockout, all right. And the way she snarls and fights back. Why, you'd think she was going to jump at him any minute.
It's a surefire trick. The audience falls for it every time.
Oh, he's on next.
Yep, they're putting a lion through the runway now.
You sure he said he'd be here?
Oh, yes. Oh, here he comes now.
Oh, I'm glad you're here, Mr. Randall. Please watch Streak carefully. I'll talk to you afterwards about it.
What about the guns?
I checked that. They're loaded with the usual blank cartridges.
You sure it's safe?
Of course. I posted Mike to stand by the steel door. One guard I can always trust.
Say, you better get going.
I'll say. Half my charges are already in the steel.
All right. Well, good luck, Jason.
And be careful.
That's the best thing I do. Well, here goes.
Okay. Good luck, Jason.
Hey, Jason, you're late. Sorry, Mike. Everything ready?
You just done it yourself.
Okay. Keep your eye on Streak when he comes in, and don't leave this door for any reason. If I need it, I'll need it quick.
Now, you can count on me.
Okay. Open her up. All right, fellas. On your toes. Get going there, sister. Up. Hey, up there. Over on your pedestal, Nemo. Atta girl. Easy.
There
Sure working pretty tonight.
That's right. Now the rest of you, all of you, in your places. No, you don't. Over you go. Beat it.
That's telling them. Ready for him to let Streak in?
Okay, Mike, then let him in now. Feeling mean tonight, eh? No, you don't. You're going through that fire, too, so don't act up. Easy there, Streak. Okay, fellas, bring on the work.
If you say so. Looks to me like you won't get that Black Fury through it tonight.
There we are, Streak. Now we'll go. Hey, look out, Jason. Now, that's enough of that.
You nearly got your shoulder there, Jason.
Yeah, well, I won't pull that jumping business again, not toward me. Now, Streak, take it this time. Right through the fire. Get back! Back!
Jason, quick, the door.
I can't make it yet. Jake, be ready.
Up again.
Whoa.
Oh, quick, everyone, the door.
Now, he'll be killed.
Everyone, quick. He's on his feet again. Door, quick.
Mike, cut the lions out through the runway one at a time. And no one must go in to see them.
I'll handle it, Jason. An ambulance, quick.
I'll never forgive myself if anything happens to Jason.
Easy there, Patsy. You know we'll get him to the hospital right away, and everything on earth that can be done for him will be done.
I hope. I'm sorry. I guess I just forgot myself. Jason's such a wonderful person.
Yes, I know that, and I feel just as you do. But you just can't run a circus without the risk of an accident now and then.
Of course. You're wonderful the way you try to protect us all, Mr. Hand.
Jason's right over there at the guard. The ambulance ought to be here in a minute.
There's Mike. Hey, Mike, how is he?
I don't know yet. Black Fury sure let him have it.
Jerry, you and Patsy stay here.
Yes, sir.
Now, out of the way, man.
But I want to go to him.
So do I, Patsy, but I guess we better do what Mr. Randall says.
But he's hurt, Jerry.
I know, but there's nothing we can do, Patsy. Anyway, the ambulance should be here any minute now.
Oh, I'll never forget this as long as I live, Jerry. It's awful.
I know. But Jason sure was wonderful the way he handled things.
But when Streak jumped on him...
Patsy, now stop thinking about it. Just remember how Jason got away and got through that steel door. I tell you, it was wonderful. And he kept all those other lions at bay, too.
Oh, he is wonderful, isn't he, Jerry?
I'll say. Say, listen, most any other guy would have had that whole steel filled with fighting lions.
Here comes the ambulance now.
They certainly made good time.
Thank heaven.
There's no time to lose. They've got to rush him right to the hospital.
I make way for the stretcher.
All right, out of the way there. Lift him in easy, boys.
Easy there. Now we've got him.
All right. There. All right, get him right to the emergency hospital. I'll drive down with you.
Right in here, boys. Slide the stretcher right in here.
Now, I'm glad Mr. Randall's going along.
Yeah, and we'll go down first thing in the morning, Patsy, and see how he's getting on.
Yes, of course.
All right, out of the way. Here we go.
Poor Jason. Golly, I hope he'll be all right by morning.
Countdown for blast off. X -5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million could-be years on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, presents
X minus 1.
Tonight's story, Shanghaied.
Okay, very funny, very funny.
Take it over, boy. Tomorrow the old ball and chain.
Yeah.
Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you commit matrimony.
Come on. We came down here to Scarlet Square to have a little fun. We might as well be at my mother's musicale in Beacon Street.
Oh, the problems of the rich. Tell me, Jeff, just where does the coffin fortune come from? Pirate treasure?
No, I guess it started in Nantucket. My great something or other used to be a whaler.
Oh, whalers, how she blows.
A dead whale or a stove boat. Watch my trusty harpoon.
Hey, well, look out for the fort.
Oh, my. Where's the money now?
Oh, I don't know. We've got a lot of commercial holdings, mills, import-export outfits, rocket lines, you know.
Mere trivia.
All right, now look, why don't we get out of this dump? We go up to the Copley Plaza. It may be stuffy, but at least the glasses are clean.
Well, you're the condemned man.
All right, you two go ahead and get in the car. I'll settle.
All right, meet you up front.
Right. Excuse me.
You want something, Bud?
Yeah, the check.
Okay. Hey, Milton, check.
They'll be right out. Right, thank you.
Hello, mate. Nice night, eh?
Oh, yeah, I suppose so.
I've been watching you. Celebrating?
Sort of.
And so am I. Just got off a deep space run out to Centaurus.
Oh, that's a 15-year run, isn't it?
15 and 3 blooming months.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how'd you know? You a spaceman?
No, not exactly. Where's that check, barkeep?
Hang on to your hat, Bud. Milton's slow, but he's sure.
Fill it up, Charlie. Say, why don't you join me, matey? Yeah, Charlie.
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh, come on. Won't take off enough.
Well,
celebrate whatever it is you're celebrating on me. Pour it, Charlie.
Okay.
Well, all right, thank you. I guess I might as well.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, right, cheers. Oh, what was that, Marty?
Charlie special bread, eh, Charlie?
Yeah.
Well. Oh, say, look, Charlie, would you get that waiter out here? I've got to meet...
Hey, what's your hurry, matey? You got plenty of time.
Sure. Sit down.
Take it easy. You don't look so good.
No, I don't feel so good.
Now, sit right here. You feel chipper as a blooming grasshopper in a sec.
No, I've got to get outside. The car's in a hurry. Where's the check? The check? Oh.
All right, matey. Up on your feet. Wakey.
Oh, right, let go of me. What's the idea?
Rise and shine and greet the dawn.
What? Where am I? What's going on here?
Oh, come on now, matey. Up in there. Wakey.
Now, wait a minute. So you were at that bar, Scarlet Square.
Come on now, up on deck or you'll be in trouble.
Deck? What are you talking about? Where am I?
It's hard to say exactly. Offhand, about 8 hours out of Atlantic Spaceport.
Atlantic Spaceport? Now, look, what kind of a joke is this? If Alan and Peter think this is funny... What ship is this?
R.S. Michael M. Rafferty, coffin line.
Oh, coffin line. Well, that makes it easy. Now, you've got to put back to port.
Forget your toothbrush, thanks.
No, listen, you runt. You take me to the captain or I'll tear you apart.
I'll let go of my jacket.
All right, get moving.
Sure, my dear. I'll take you to the captain. But you're going to be sorry.
Morton, what the devil are you doing on the bridge? Get below before
Right away, sir. Only this here gentleman asked to see you.
Yeah, that's right, Captain. There's been a mistake made. I'm afraid it was supposed to be a joke.
Oh?
Yes, you see, I'm going to be married today, and I suppose the boys thought it'd be funny to make me miss the ceremony. I'm sure it won't be too much trouble to have you drop me off back at the Atlantic Spaceport.
What? Morton, what is this?
Well, it's simple, Captain. He wants you to tell the shipper, and that's all.
Now, look, if there's any trouble with your superior, I'm sure I can fix it up. You see, I'm Jeff Coffin.
Yeah?
Well, you don't understand. My father is Cyrus Coffin. He owns this ship.
Oh, he does, Morton, get this drunk below.
Just a minute. I can understand you not believing me, but I can identify my... Hey, where's my wallet? I've been robbed. Well, now, look, Captain, wait a minute. All you have to do is radio back and check.
Mr. Black, remove this man from the bridge.
Yes, but...
Aye, sir. You heard the captain, Buster.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Let go of me. This is no way to treat a passenger.
Passenger? Huh. Wake up, sonny boy. You're one of the crew. Now get below.
All right, now, mate. Grab yourself a buffer. Get to work on those deck
No,
lights.
but they can't get away with this. This is kidnapping.
Perhaps yes, perhaps no. Now get this here deck nice and shiny. We might even see about some grub. I'll be back in 2 hours. And mind you, I want to be able to see me bloomin' reflection in it.
Better polish that deck plate.
They can't get away with this.
Well, the law says once you sign on, you're under absolute orders. I looked it up.
Yeah, but I didn't sign on. I was kidnapped.
You won't be able to prove it. Come on, mister, please. I didn't get anything to eat yet today, so give me a break, huh?
Oh, all right. What do you do, run the buffer over it?
Yeah, that's right. Like this.
You sign on?
Yeah, I ran away from home.
How old are you?
16. 30 when we get back.
Yeah. What do you mean, 30? We're headed for Mars, aren't we?
Only to refuel. We're outbound to Centaurus.
Oh, no, it can't be. Well, that's a 15-year run. Morton! I've got to get back.
No use.
I'm getting married. My bride-to-be will think I'm dead. Martin! Martin!
What's up here? You want me to call Mr. Black again? He'll give you what for.
Listen to me, Morton. Listen, I've got to get back to Earth. I can't disappear for 15 years.
Oh, is that the fact?
Look, we stop at Mars, right?
Yes, and you'll be below decks under lock and key.
Listen to me. If I can make it worth your while, will you get me off at Marsport?
Jumping ship, huh? That's real naughty, mate.
$1,000?
Why, what would I tell me poor old mother and to say?
$2,000.
5 in advance.
What do you mean in advance? You're probably the one that rolled me for my wallet.
I'll find a way. They don't believe your young Coffin, but maybe I know better. All right, it's a deal.
Look, Mr. Coffin, can you take me with you? I didn't realize what it would be like. I can pay my share. I could work it out for you, or maybe borrow money. I couldn't stand 15 years. I'd go crazy.
All right, sure. What about it, Morton?
Boy'll cost you another 1,000.
You cheap swindler.
Here now, Mr. Coffin. I'm all what stands between you and a lovely pleasure cruise for 15 years. So I'll thank you to treat me with a respect and politeness what a gentleman like myself deserves.
Stand by for landing procedure.
All right, now. Listen careful. This is the cable locker for the grappling anchor.
Right.
When she lands, this hatch will open. Cables go out. Don't get yourself caught in them. You'll be tore apart.
All right, we've got that.
Are you sure we can get out?
Now, you just do what I say. When we drop down to the blast pit, nobody will be there. Lie low in the pit till dark. Got that?
Right. Now, look, Morton, I'll tell the patrol you helped us get away. That'll help you when they catch up with this gang.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you kindly. I've got to get to my station now. Luck.
Thanks. Thanks, Mr. Morton.
Well, there's a landing horn. Now, keep clear of that cable, Joey. Here we go.
Right.
Hold on tight.
There goes the grappling cable.
Yeah. All right, come on. Drop through the hatch. It's about 6 feet. All right, it's clear. Hurry up.
Here I come.
You all right?
Yeah, twisted my ankle. It's all right.
All right, there's the blast pit. Get going.
Right.
Well, we're all right so far. The ship hides us.
Here's the pit.
All right, now get down so they can't see you. Wait a minute. I hear somebody coming. Keep still.
Hey, we better look.
Look, if we stick our heads up over the edge, they'll see us short. Now keep down and keep still.
I hear him.
Well, well, well. Look what we have here. 2 little babes in the wood. Now, you two move and I'll shoot you in the belly. Morton, you got good eyes.
I told you I saw him coming this way, Mr. Black. Jumping ship. My, that's a terrible thing to do.
Mr. Black, inform the ship's company that these 2 men have been found guilty of attempted desertion.
Desertion? You kidnapped me, you dirty crook. Don't you talk to Captain Howell that way.
I ain't sent anything them to 24 hours hull watch. Take them away.
Morton, take him to the aft lock.
I said. Calm down after 24 hours hull watch.
What's hull watch?
Very simple. We put you 2 in spacesuits, shove you through the airlock on the end of a line. You sit out there and watch the hull for 24 hours. No food, no water, and the eating units in those suits are just a little bit defective. Makes it interesting along about the 18th hour.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Here we are, gentlemen. The airlock. You get in there. Got 5 minutes to get into them suits before we blow the air out. See you in 24 hours. Maybe. Welcome back to our little home.
Water.
Thirsty, eh? You should control these animals' instincts.
Get water.
Right, yeah? Yeah. Slopping like a bloody animal.
Joey passed out. Help him.
He'll be all right. Teach a lesson, both of you. Take my advice and behave yourself. You've got 15 years to go on this here ship. You might as well make the best of it.
Hey, Morton! What do you call this?
That's your supper, mighty food concentrate.
What's the idea? Only 2 months out and on concentrates already?
You complaining?
Yeah, I'm complaining. If Captain Howell's chiseling on the manifest, that's his business. But when he tries to take it out now,
You keep quiet or I'll turn you into Mr. Black. Concentrate is what you get to eat from here on out. Now shove it into your face and keep quiet.
Suppose I shove it into your face and see how you like it. What's going on here? What's going on? Morton.
Struck me, I swat.
48 hours hull watch. All right, what are you all looking at? Get back into your places. Morton, bring that man down to the aft airlock.
It's murder, that's what. Plain murder.
Space Code gives a 30-hour limit for punishment.
They didn't even have a burial. Just shoved them out the lock.
Well, if the owners knew about this, they'd stop it.
Fat lot of good that's going to do us during the next 15 years.
Wait a minute. If we could get the ship back to Mars.
No, 2 weeks after we landed, we'd be hung. That's what Space Code says about mutiny. And if they catch you in the act, they shoot you down and no question.
All right, I'm willing to take that chance. We're going to let Black and Howell kick us around for 15 years. Why don't we take over and head back? Right.
I'm for it.
Let's go.
You bet. So I interrupt something, gentlemen. Discussion? Talking about the captain, maybe?
Grab him.
Because...
Throw him in the chest.
I'll have you all out of the Ellen Sims.
Also, you're not flashing this water.
Show him my oil rag, Morton.
Well, that's done it. He's an officer.
Who cares?
Yeah, we've got to move now. Joey?
Yeah.
You get up the radio room and smash the set before they can get a message out.
Right.
Pop, you get aft. Tell the engine watch.
Yes.
The rest of us will go up on the bridge.
How about this, Rat?
Tie him up. Speed counts now. We've got to take over before they know what hit them. All right, careful. We've got to surprise him.
Don't worry, we'll get him cool.
Yeah.
Shh, quiet.
Sparks was sending when I got in, but I knocked him out and smashed the set. We're okay.
Good boy. All right, come on. Right past the bulkhead.
Look out!
The blast bulkhead.
Yeah, we're cut off from the bridge.
We'll never get through that.
They must have found out somehow.
The intercom. Black can turn it on from the bridge. He heard the whole thing.
Well, we better get out of here. What'll they do? I don't know.
We got all the controls up there. We can shut down the driver, but we can't steer.
Yeah. We better dog down the hatch behind us.
All right, men. Captain Howell's giving you 1 minute to give up quiet.
In a pig's eye, Black.
You'll hang for mutiny, every one of you.
What do we do now?
Quiet. They can hear everything on the intercom.
I pull the jack out.
That's the boy. Look, we've got to get through to the bridge.
It's a Mexican standoff. We can't get at them. They can't get at us.
What's that?
Canary, the pressure's down.
It's Howell. He blew the hatch on the mess hall section. Just opened her up and let the air out.
Morton, do you know what Black's going to do? He's going to bleed off the air down here.
Serve you all right. If I had my way, I'd see all that on the hull till you froze still.
You're forgetting something, Morton. You're back here with us.
What do you mean?
If Black and Howell blow out compartments one by one or bleed the air off, you'll get it too.
They'll take care of me. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, you think so, huh? Joey? Yeah. Plug that intercom back in.
Right.
Captain? Captain?
Giving up?
We've got Morton back here.
Yeah?
If you try anything on us, he'll get it too.
What am I supposed to do, cry?
You don't care if he dies?
That's his problem. We're going to drop the oxygen level 5%.
Don't do that to me. Captain! Captain!
It's unfortunate that you were captured, Morton, but the security of my ship comes first.
You mean you don't care? You'd see me dead.
Precisely.
Well, you can't. It's murder, that's what. I'm not one of them. You can't kill me. You can't.
Joey, pull the intercom plug. All right, there you are, Morton. They'd kill you just as soon as look at you. Now listen, we've got to get through that bulkhead. You know this ship. There must be some way.
Morton, we're your only chance. Get us through the bulkhead.
All right. All right, why shouldn't I? They'd kill me.
Well, then there is a way to get through.
An emergency release.
Uh-huh.
They don't tell crewmen about it to keep them from breaking through in an engine blast and leaking radiation to the bridge.
Well, then let's get going. We've got to get through that bulkhead before Howell cuts the air down and gets us all. Here's the bulkhead, Morgan. Where's the release?
Under the floor panel. You can pry it up.
All right, hurry.
I got it. Yeah, she's up.
Wax on a K. Ready?
All right, Morton. Open it up.
Here goes.
Morton! He's dead. Electrocuted, and the bulkhead's still closed.
They didn't even get to turn that key. It killed him instantly. Harry.
Yeah.
Have you got your watch gloves? They're insulated.
Oh, yeah, sure. Get Morton out of the way.
Don't touch him, Joey. He's got the current through him.
I'll shove him away with the gloves. All right, now. Stand by. Here goes a key.
All right, let's go. Get him.
Come on there. Stand back there.
Come on, get him. Stand back.
All right, Black, see how you like this.
All right, grab the guns.
Joey, look out. Let go of that gun, Hal.
All right, hold them both.
You don't have to worry about Black. I got him square with a wrench.
We better tie up the captain.
Yeah. Well, what do you think you're going to do now?
We're going to turn around and go back home.
I don't think so. I burned the navigation tapes, and none of you can recalculate them.
Why, you'll
just wander in space till the fuel gives out. You'll die right here on this ship.
Interceptor screens went on.
Meteor?
No, it's a ship. A patrol ship coming up on us.
Oh, they must have got an SOS off.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not so sure that's bad. Wait a minute. We don't have to worry. We can just tell them the truth.
You're not familiar with space code, young man. Mutiny is punishable by immediate execution. In other words, they don't ask questions. They just shoot.
He's right, Jeff. We're through. Can we get away? Not from a patrol ship. They've already sent us a heave-to flash. If we run, they'll blow us out of space.
I'm afraid your mutiny is about over with, gentlemen. They'll be aboard in an hour. And 10 minutes after that, you'll all be dead.
Nobody move. Sergeant, take a squad and secure the ship. Collect all weapons and post a guard in the engine room.
Yes, sir. You, Row, William, Osinski, come on.
Well, I'm delighted to see you, Major. I wasn't quite sure my SOS had gotten through.
Oh? You're Captain Howell?
That's right. And I can swear out the affidavit of mutiny.
I don't think a mutiny charge will stand up, Howell. Not with a relief of command warrant out for you. I think we'll just forget about it.
But you can't do that. Space code is clear. You recorded my SOS.
No, we didn't, Howell.
Then how'd you get here?
They sent us after you to get Jeff Coffin. Where is he?
I'm Jeff Coffin.
Jeff, we had a missing persons alarm for you, and then when a check you signed turned up at Marsport.
A check?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. I gave one to Morton to help me get away.
And he sold it to a fence for half face value. We traced it back to the ship. Coffin, I've got orders to escort you personally. We're taking you back to Earth.
Can I send out a message, Major?
Of course. Oh, that reminds me, Jeff. I've got one for you from your fiancée. She said to tell you that she didn't object to a bachelor party in principle, but she did think 6 months was stretching it a bit.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street & Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction. X-1 was an NBC Radio Network production.
On the strange island of Euclidia, the magic island of the South Seas, is being enacted one of the weirdest dramas ever seen by man. When Mrs. Gregory brought Captain Tex Bradford and Jerry Hall on her yacht to find her long-lost little daughter Joan, none of them dreamed that the island would be anything like it's been found to be. This artificial island is the headquarters of a group of mad scientists. The Gregory yacht is held powerless at one of the island piers, and Mrs. Gregory and her brave friends try to plan their escape from the island. Just when it seems they have a ray of hope, Jerry disappears.
Are you sure that you saw Jerry follow those scientists in the submarine lock when they went to look for the escaping prisoner? Or what they thought was an escaping prisoner?
We watched him carefully. You saw him go into that elevator, didn't you, Joan?
Yes, Mother. Jerry obviously went into the entrance to the submarine chamber elevators. He could have gone no other place.
But what happened to him? If he went down there with those men, why didn't he come back with them?
Oh, Captain Bradford, there might be so many answers to that.
Joan, dear, you don't think they would harm Jerry?
If Jerry got in their way or made them angry, they might punish him in ways that... Oh, Mother, I do not want to talk about such things.
Can't we do something, Tex? Must we just sit here on this helpless yacht and wonder what's happened to that boy?
We would not be allowed to do anything if we tried to.
I'm afraid Joan's right, Pat. I think G-47 and his mad crew have even worse things on this island than Joan has told us about. We couldn't find Jerry unless they want us to. If we insist too hard on anything, it may mean the lives of all of us. And it certainly would mean the end of our chance of escape.
But, Tex, dear, we have no chance to escape as it is.
I think, Captain Tex, that no one will ever escape from Euclidia until G-47 wills it so.
Well, don't be too sure of that. I'll admit it looks bad enough right now. But there's two things to remember. The first one is, I've got a formula these scientists know something of, and they're afraid of it.
What is the formula, Captain?
Tex wouldn't dare tell you now, Joan. Of course, we think we're safe in talking with this cloth screen around us, but how can we be sure this cloth is absolutely opaque to all the waves and rays these fiends control to watch over our movements with?
You may be sure of that, Mother. I know that these men would trust their lives to that cloth. It will successfully refract every light and sound wavelength on the island.
Well, if you're sure of that, Joan, then you can be sure that one of these days we'll get away from Euclidia.
How can that seaweed cloth mean all that, Tex?
I'm not thinking so much of the material as I am of the fluid they soak it in. They do put it in the liquid, you said, Joan?
Yes, Captain. When it is manufactured in the noisy machines I showed you, it is just a cloth made from seaweed. It is a fine and strong and good cloth, but it is not protected against these rays until it has been immersed in the secret liquid preparation.
What are you trying to arrive at, Tex?
Well, I'm going to take a chance on our being safe in here and figure that we can work out a plan without being overheard. After all, we must all understand just what we expect to do. Now, here are 2 points necessary to our rescue.
You mean our escape?
No, I mean rescue. I'm ready to concede that escape is absolutely impossible. So that leaves rescue as our only hope.
But, Captain Bradford, surely you must realize that rescue is also impossible.
On the contrary, dear. We have some things in our world that you know little about. All we need is to get a message through to the government of our country, any civilized country, and a fleet of battleships and airplanes would destroy this island within an hour after they had sighted it.
No, Mother dear, you are mistaken. Your battleships would mean nothing here.
Tex, do you realize what Joan means? Is it possible?
Not only possible, but probably a very conservative statement of a plain fact.
A battle fleet helpless? But how? With what?
I haven't been able to find out yet. Probably we'll never see all the weapons here. But I know without seeing them, this colony of scientific criminals could undoubtedly destroy any war machines a civilized world could send against them.
You are right, Captain. G-47 and the Euclideans have ray guns, no larger than a man's arm, which will destroy a battleship with only a little crying sound.
What is the range of these rays?
I am not sure, but they will not shoot accurately as far as one of the large rifles on your battleship.
There you are, Tex. The heavy armored ships could stay out of range of those ray guns and shell the island.
Yes, and their projectiles would fall all around the island and never touch it. How is a metal projectile, fired at long range and high trajectory, going to enter an area so magnetized that a large boat is held powerless by magnetism? No, there's no help to be expected from that quarter.
And a weapon which might penetrate the defense here could not be brought within range. It would be destroyed.
Then it's just about hopeless, isn't it, Tex?
No, it's going to be hard, but not hopeless.
I don't see what you can be thinking of. We haven't any weapons I ever heard of which would destroy this place, and you admit our battleships and planes would be useless.
Do you know of something in your country which will destroy Euclidia? Something which will rescue us from this terrible island?
Yes, Joan, I do. Just how it can be used and how we are to get word to our friends that we want them to attack and use this weapon, those are things we've got to figure out.
What do you propose to use, Tex?
My formula.
But no one knows the formula except yourself. You would have to send the formula to someone, and how can we do that? We can't even use the radio without G47 hearing it.
And he would get the formula if you attempted to give it to your friends through the air channel.
Yes, I know that, but there must be some way to get that formula to the government chemist in some civilized capital, and we'll find out what that way is.
But what is the formula, Captain? I know that G47 wants it. It was for that reason he allowed your yacht to reach this island, and my mother to find me. What is your wonderful formula, Captain?
I couldn't tell you that. It would be too dangerous. Even if the seaweed cloth does protect us from sight and sound waves, and even if G47 didn't actually hear me tell you the formula, it would expose you to added danger.
Don't you see, my dear? If you knew the formula, G47 might torture you to get it from you. Tex has protected Jerry and me the same way. No one in the world knows the formula but the captain. And everyone knows that he alone has it, so the rest of us are safe in that way.
I did not mean to tell me the ingredients of the formula, but just what it will do. G47 knows that much about it now.
Yes, I thought so. And G47 knows a great deal about my formula. Well, enough of that. We'd better be thinking about Jerry and what we can do for him.
We can do nothing, only wait. Wait until it pleases G47 to allow Jerry to return to us.
Is this true, Tex? With all your knowledge of science, all my money and influence, and all our friends in the world out there, we must just sit quietly while a mad scientist does as he pleases with one of our party?
Yes, I guess that's about right. Here we are, sitting in a cloth room within a little cabin, trying to plan an escape from the most powerful man the world of science has produced.
I wish Jerry were here. You do not understand the terrible things that could happen to him here on this island.
Don't you Don't you think we ought to go and look for him, Tex?
I'm sorry, but I don't. Whatever has happened to the boy, it's something G47 has planned to have happen to him. And for the sake of ourselves, our rescue, and possibly the safety of many others, we've got to keep quiet and let G47 do as he pleases. I think there's no danger of his hurting Jerry, or any of us, unless...
J12.
Unless he gets my formula, then...
J12C calling J24Y. Hello, J24.
There's Johnson.
Hello, J24Y. Hello, Bradford. J12C standing by. Your last message received and logged. Your position 29 south. 124.30 west. Can't understand why no signal from you, since I warned you of storm center at 27 degrees south. We'll be standing by when possible. Johnson standing by.
Good old Johnson. He'll get to us some way. He knows that I would have the receiver standing open if possible. It won't be long until we have a friend within striking distance.
Hey there. What's the idea of the tent?
Oh, it's Jerry. Come inside the little tent, Jerry, and be careful not to leave any opening.
Boy, have I had a time. And have I seen things.
They didn't hurt you, did they, son?
No, not yet. But they showed me plenty of things they could hurt me with if they wanted to. I've been in their local observation chamber, looking through the instruments that let you see everything on the island, and inside it, too.
Could you see us in here?
No, sir. This cloth is the real stuff. I could see through every other place on the yacht, but this cabin just showed as a black square. We couldn't see or hear anything you were doing here, but we could see the skipper.
Oh, then our plan to keep the skipper in hiding is blown up.
I was of the opinion that it would do no good to hide him in the hold of the boat without this cloth to cover him.
No wonder they weren't more worried about his escape attempt. And of course they gave up looking for him just as soon as their instruments located him on the yacht.
I guess they let me see all that, just so it would scare us out of not trying any more tricks on them.
Well, we're going to try one more, just the same. You're sure we can talk freely here, kid?
Oh, absolutely. This cloth stops all the loud sound waves.
Okay, then. Pat, will you and Joan take a few turns around the deck, just to be sure no one surprises us while Jerry and I work our little plan?
Of course, Tex. Come on, Joan.
Call us when you're ready.
Now, Jerry, we've got to figure how to get the formula of my universal solvent to Johnson. I didn't want Joan to know about it. Then she'll be safe from G47 when he tries to find out more about it.
The universal solvent? So that's the formula.
Yes, Jerry, I've actually got the formula for a universal solvent.
Oh, swell. Oh, but when you make some of it, what are you going to keep it in?
You're all right, kid. You use your head, don't you?
Well, I figure that if you have something which will dissolve everything in the world, it would be impossible to keep it in any container. It would just eat right through it.
Good boy. But I can do it just the same. And I'll show you how when the time comes. Just now, we've got to figure how to get the formula to Johnson. He's a lot closer to us than he was right now.
Gee, how do you know that?
We just heard his signal. I'm keeping this set hot all the time. Only the receiver, of course. And Johnson said he was standing by. And that the latitude of the storm center is now 27 degrees south. That's all in our code.
I remember. He means he's on his way here with a boat, and he'll stand along north of us at latitude 27 south till we can get a message to him.
Right, kid. And even if they intercepted his message here, they wouldn't get much out of it. Now I know how Johnson can rescue us, if I can figure how to get that formula to him.
But with this magnetic fog of theirs intercepting all our messages, how can we do that? Heck, a code would be too dangerous for that formula.
There is only one way I can think of that a message can be safely run past the automatic protection ring on this island.
Is there really a chance, Tex?
More than a chance. And it's all thanks to Mrs. Gregory's good sense that they're on board. She's carried them on every cruise we've ever made and trained them constantly. Now they're going to save us all. They'll get that message to Johnson.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P, Pep. Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, presents The Adventures of Superman. Today, as Superman rockets toward China in an effort to track down the captors of Professor Sturgeon, Lois Lane and the amateur detective Horatio Horn have walked straight into a dangerous trap.
Hello there, gang. This is your pal Dan McCullough. You know, I think the Kellogg Company must have been thinking of that grand fun you have at the circus when they dreamed up this week's pet dish of the week. It's a cantaloupe pinwheel, you know. Makes breakfast a circus of fun. And here's how it goes. You start off with your regular serving of Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine cereal. Then, with your spoon, scoop out strips of golden ripe cantaloupe. Arrange them on top of your Pep like the spokes of a wheel. Add milk and sugar, and see how that cantaloupe pinwheel gives your appetite a whirl. And you know, Kellogg's Pep makes a terrific dish no matter how you serve it. Always crisp and tender, for one thing. Delicate as a breeze. And does that sparkling sunshine flavor rise and shine. No kidding, gang. The spoon that comes up with sunny golden toasted flakes of Kellogg's Pep is bound to go right back for more until you've eaten up every bit in your bowl. And a good thing that is, especially nowadays when the cereal grains are being sent to fellows and girls overseas. So when Mom brings Kellogg's Pep home from the grocer's, appoint yourself a committee of one to help guard against waste. Pour out your Pep very carefully, and always make sure to eat all your Pep. Don't waste it.
And now, the adventures of Superman. Shortly after Horatio Horn, rural correspondent for the Daily Planet, decoded a telegram which read, "Airship, Big Fish, Atom. Professor Alonzo Sturgeon, world-famous atom bomb scientist, was abducted by unknown men." Investigating the telegram, which was addressed to a nearby mountain lodge, Clark Kent found only a caretaker who said the occupants of the lodge had departed that morning, leaving a forwarding address in Metropolis. This turned out to be a vacant lot. Hoping to trace the abductors through the owner of the lodge who had gone to Shanghai on business, Kent, as Superman, streaked to China to have a talk with him. Meanwhile, investigating the vacant lot, Lois Lane and Horatio Horn discovered a sliding panel in the wall of the warehouse next door. Entering in the darkness, they were feeling their way between boxes and crates when suddenly the lights went on. 3 men, each armed with a gun, faced them menacingly. The leader, a tall, swarthy man with a livid scar across the bridge of his hawk's nose, is speaking. Listen.
The senor and senorita were clever to discover the secret door in the wall. But being too clever is often dangerous.
What do you mean? Why are you pointing those guns at us?
Turn them away. One of them might go off by Gulliver.
All 3 guns will go off.
No.
Unless you answer my questions truthfully. Senor Kent.
Huh? Kent? Is he here?
Quiet, Mr. Horn.
But my dear...
What is this you say? Frank, is this not the senor who came to the lodge in the mountains this morning?
I never seen this guy before.
Then who is he? Who is the senorita? Answer me. Who are you?
I am Horatio F. for French Horn. And this is...
Will you be
Miss
quiet?
Lois
Quiet!
Lane. We're both reporters for the Metropolis Daily Planet.
Mr. Horn.
Reporter?
Yes, I'm the local correspondent for the Daily Planet in Squeamon, Ohio. And now, sir, perhaps you will tell me who...
The Senor Kent. Did he not say he too was a reporter, Frank?
That's right. For the same paper.
So, then this begins to make sense. Instead of Senor Kent coming here to investigate the address you gave him, he sent these 2, huh?
He didn't do any such thing.
Quite true. We came of our own volition.
You lie. First, Senor Kent sent the police. We heard them and closed the door in the wall which we had left open for him. The police found nothing. So the Senor Kent sent you 2 in order to investigate further.
No, that's
the way
not...
it must have been, Carlos.
Carlos. Is your name Carlos?
Si, senorita. You've heard my name before?
No, that is...
Do not distress yourself, senorita. It was quite obvious as soon as I learned you were reporters for the Daily Planet that you were investigating the disappearance of Professor Sturgeon.
You bet we are. Where is he? What have you done with
It
his...
is I who will ask the questions, little man, and you who will answer them.
Nothing doing, by Gulliver. You scoundrels are going to tell us what you did with Professor Sturgeon, or by George, I...
You will what, senor?
Take that gun out of my ribs.
You will answer my questions, and quickly, or else I shall pull the trigger.
Did you hear that, Miss Lane?
Yes, and I say it's just a lot of melodramatic nonsense. If you're trying to scare me, you're wasting your breath, Carlos.
We shall see. Now, senor.
Please, stop pushing that gun into my ribs. I'm sensitive.
Then speak. How did Senor Kent know of the mountain lodge and of the big fish?
Don't tell him anything, Mr. Horn.
Well,
I will count to 3. If when I have finished counting, you still remain stubborn, I shall pull the trigger, and then it will be Senorita Lane's turn. Now, I begin. 1.
Miss Lane.
He's just bluffing.
2.
Maybe he isn't bluffing, Miss Lane.
Oh, of course he is.
Stop. I'll tell you.
See, I thought you would.
Mr. Horn, please don't talk.
Please don't consider me cowardly, Miss Lane, but As the president of my alma mater, the famous Correspondence School for Detectives Institute says, a dead detective is rarely of any use on a case.
There are some live detectives I could say the same thing about.
Enough of this. I have no time to waste. Tell me what you know. Quickly.
Well, I decoded a telegram when it went through my telegraph office in Squeen Run.
Your telegraph office? I thought you said you were a reporter.
A local correspondent, to be more accurate. I am also the local telegrapher in Squeen Run. Also,
I see. Continue.
Well, I saw the telegram. It was in code. But I had little difficulty decoding it when I applied the rules that I'd learned in my detective school correspondence course. And there it was, simple as ABC.
This guy's either a nut or a liar, Carlos.
I think he speaks the truth. Go on, senor. You told Senor Kent of this, and he went to the mountain lodge because the telegram had been sent there, right?
That is correct. And now, perhaps you will tell me who you are and what you've done with the professor.
Are you kidding?
You have told me everything, senor?
He told you too much.
I was helpless, Miss Lane, at gunpoint. And as the president of my alma mater says...
Silence. Fortunately, since we caught these two in time, this is not too serious, Frank.
I don't know. You think that's that guy Kent?
We need have no fear of Kent. The police will report to him that 96 Walnut Street is only a vacant lot.
But when he misses Horn and Miss Lane, he'll come snooping back with the cops.
By that time, we shall be gone. The telegram I wait for should arrive at any moment.
What's that?
The telephone, stupid one. Answer it.
Oh, okay.
You will make no sound while the telephone is off the hook, Senorita Lane. Oh, you, Senor Horn.
Please stop poking me with that revolver.
Oh. Yeah, this is the Walnut Street Box Company. Oh, the telegraph company. Sure, I'll take it over the phone. The telegram for us, Carlos.
Good. It may be the one we wait for.
From New Orleans.
Good.
9:40. Taking off in 10 minutes. Big fish in fine condition. Signed Max. Yeah, I got it. That's obliged.
Come did you hear that? Yes, by Gulliver, I certainly did. That can only
Silence.
Listen, Carlos, it was from Max in New Orleans. He said...
I heard you repeat the message. This is good. Excellent. Now we have nothing to worry about. We can leave at once, and in a short time...
What about these two here, Miss Lane and the screwball?
We must take care of them first, of course.
Just leaving them to me.
Wait, Frank. If they are found here shot, no, that would not do. The police must not become suspicious of this place until we are far away. Let me think. I have it. An accident.
What do you mean, an accident?
I will show you. First, escort these two into the storeroom and lock the door. Hurry.
Now, look here.
All right, come on, move.
You take your hands off me.
You can't do this to us.
Now, well, I'm doing it. Go on.
Hurry. Lock them in the storeroom. Meanwhile, I shall arrange the little accident.
At the point of a gun, the conspirators forced the bewildered Horatio Horn and Lois Lane into the storeroom of a warehouse. As the madman Carlos plots an accident. What will happen now? We'll return in a moment for the startling climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Say, gang, you want to play finders keepers with a hearty sort of breakfast you need to help start your day in high? Well, just fix it with Mom so you find a bowl of sunny golden toasted Kellogg's Pep at your place, and you'll keep right on eating, believe me. Why, who can resist those tender whole wheat flakes, all toasted crisp and golden? And who wants to resist Pep's sparkling sunshine flavor? Kellogg's Pep is called the Sunshine Cereal, you know. Helps old man son make breakfast mighty cheerful. And is it good for you? Mom will tell you that Pep gives you solid whole wheat nourishment plus. So it all adds up to good reasons why you'll want to finish off every last bit of Pep in your bowl. And, gang, here's another angle. Nowadays, we're sending the cereal grains to help give good nourishment to fellows and girls all over the world. Think of that when Mom brings Kellogg's Pep home from the grocer's. And don't waste it. If you pour your own Pep, pour carefully and eat up every bit you pour out. And keep an eye on your younger brothers and sisters, too. It's so easy, gang, and so important. Eat all your Pep. Don't waste it.
As the mysterious Carlos is arranging what he called an accident, threw away with Lois Lane and Horatio Horn in the Walnut Street warehouse, Superman in his guise of Clark Kent is on the other side of the world. At the Occidental Hotel in Shanghai, China, we find him talking with Richard Garrett, owner of the mountain lodge near Metropolis, to which the mysterious Big Fish telegram had been sent.
Say you rented your mountain lodge to a man named Carlos, Mr. Garrett?
Well, that's right, Mr. Kent. A very charming, apparently well-to-do Latin American. I met him on a plane a couple of months ago, and I was returning to Metropolis from a business trip in South America.
See. Well, what do you know about him, apart from the fact that he's charming and well-to-do?
Why, come to think of it, very little.
Oh, that's too bad.
He said he had to be near Metropolis on business during the summer and was worried about lodgings, since he understood we have a serious housing shortage.
Yes.
Well, when I mentioned that I had a fishing lodge a couple of hours from town and I intended to be in Shanghai for the summer, he snapped me up on it, asked me what rent I wanted, and paid me in full right then and there.
What bank was his check drawn on? Do you remember that?
Well, he didn't pay me by check.
Oh?
He had a huge roll of American bills with him, and he paid me in cash.
Uh-oh. And you didn't find out anything about him, where his home is, what his business is, anything?
No, I didn't, Mr. Kent. Come to think of it, he kept me talking most of the time. He only spoke in generalities about himself.
I see. Well, the only thing to do, then, is to get back to Metropolis and try to trace him through his airplane ticket. Well, thanks very much, Mr. Garrett. Goodbye.
Stymied once more in his attempt to trace the elusive Carlos, Clark Kent secretly resumes his true identity of Superman and streaks back across the vast Pacific Ocean, bound for Metropolis. But meanwhile, in the locked windowless storeroom of the Walnut Street warehouse, Lois Lane and Horatio Horn are in serious danger.
Mr. Horn. Mr. Horn. The warehouse is on fire.
So it is, by Gulliver. We've got to get out. Come on.
We can't get out through the door. They locked it before they set the warehouse on fire.
Who set it on fire?
Carlos and his men did. Just get rid of it.
Great grasshoppers. And this is the accident the scouter spoke of.
Yes. Oh, the smoke. I can hardly see. What are we going to do?
Oh, I don't know. Gulliver, I can't watch this door. There don't seem to be any windows.
No. Look, Mr. Horn. That wall is on fire. We're trapped. We haven't got a chance.
Horrified, Lois Lane and Horatio Horn are forced to stand helplessly in the locked, smoke-filled room as the fire rages all around them. How can Lois and the little amateur detective escape the inferno of fire? Are they and the final clue to the whereabouts of Professor Sturgeon, which only they know, forever lost? Superman makes things happen fast and furiously tomorrow, so be sure to listen. Tune in, same time, same station.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you Monday through Friday at the same time by Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal. Hey, gang, here's a winner in your list of famous names. It's Kellogg, the greatest name in cereals. Kellogg, as in Kellogg shredded wheat. What a treat for breakfast. Plump, tender biscuits of whole wheat, toasted just right, full of natural nut-sweet flavor. And are they crisp? And here's what else you get in Kellogg shredded wheat. Grand whole wheat nutrition. Biscuits made to fit the bowl. And 15 biscuits in every package. Tell Mom you'd like Kellogg shredded wheat. And be sure to be with us tomorrow for the thrilling adventures of Superman. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Tired of the everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape. Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure. On the English Channel in wartime, on a harrowing night crossing the gray, cold waters in a small boat. And at the tiller, the threat of instant death is in command, from which there may be no escape. Listen now as Escape brings you David Devine's story, Flood on the Goodwin. Is that one? Where? About off the starboard. No, it's the mattress. Lost in fog. Couldn't see the living, let alone the dead. I don't think we'll be finding any more bodies. Not the way the stuff's settling down now. Where do you figure the cutter is? She ought to be about a couple of 100 yards to port. Take it easy now, Uncle. Don't want to ram her. Don't you worry about me, Dundas. You start singing out. Ahoy! 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 Sounds to be dead ahead, man. Better cut it back. I see her. We'll come about her. We're coming around your stern. Get any more? Yes. 3. What's that little thing is? I see them. There, a hand there. 3 more coming aboard. Any alive? No. All down. Come on, Mac. Let's get them up there. Don't you bother, Dundas. Hey there. Can you send down a couple of men? Sure. The mate here, he's only got 1 flipper. Now, look, Mac, that doesn't make any difference. What's the matter? You're proud of it? No, but... Where are the bloaters, mate? A bloater? Oh. They're a ported there. Ported? Right. We'll roll them in the port and force them up to 1 at a time. Right. Hey, be sure I get my top back. What? Better get you, boy. There's lots of one-armed men working these days. You have to talk about it. Oh, I don't mean no harm. Better than being one of those they're hoisting there. Don't remind me of my arm, that's all. Bloated, he called them. Man's been floating around dead in the water. He gets bloated, see? Bloater? Very pretty. You know what they call an old man like you? Never mind now, never you mind. That's a bunch. How many been brought into you so far? Counting you 3, that makes 30. Huh? Reckon we got this fog. They'll be sitting ducks without it, so scoopers or message might be about. Or U-boat. U-boat, that's right. Was it a U-boat sent the tanker down? The man they brought in an hour ago, he said it was a time bomb. Sabotage? Yes, went off in the forward hold. Boom, bubble. Oh, dear, that done it. I heard. Oh, my nephew lost his flipper in the RAF. Taking it real hard. Oh, poor you shouldn't take it hard. No, who says I shouldn't? No. Tell us it's cool, Eddie, or I'm just trying to cheer you. You know, well, cheer me by getting off this boat so we can shove off. Sure, Eddie, sure. Casting off. Going back to Dover. Quite well. Fog's in for the night. We'll just make it by jar. Right, Head off, lay off. Oh, you didn't mean any harm. I said lay off, Mac, lay off. All right. Circus. That's what he said, huh? Can you imagine doing a thing like that? Can you see a man doing it? It's war, you know. War. Fighting is war. They didn't all drown. No, only 29 of them. And you say one was alive? Yes. The awful to drown. Awful way to die. Wonder if it'll clear tomorrow. Dundas. Ought to be right ahead of us. Mary!
Dundas!
Coming in. Get ahead, Mac. Right. There. Now jump it.
Hello, you two!
Look out, Mary.
Oh, Dundas. How was it, Mac?
Oh, terrible, dear. Just terrible.
Were there many?
30.
Oh, dear.
That's it. Mac, how's the fuel? Ample. We didn't use a quarter of it.
Are you going to fish tonight?
That's Mac. His boat.
Fishing tonight, Uncle Mac?
In this fog, I should say, not.
But Dundas can navigate for you, and the water, they say it's calm as a bathtub.
Well, I don't know.
I brought you food, Dundas.
I don't know. I think that husband of yours needs some sleep. Are you going to start again?
Well, what's wrong?
Oh, all day long he's been complaining like an old woman. Just because he had the bad luck to lose his arm. See what I mean?
Well, you know you are a little rough about it, Uncle Mac.
Well, what ought I do? Help him feel sorry for him? Now cut it, both of you.
There was a man to see you, Uncle Mac.
Oh, who?
Well, he didn't say. Said he'd drop back.
Oh, what did he look like?
He was very tall, distinguished looking.
Who's that, Mac? Oh, got me. Tall, you say?
Yes, he's carrying a little briefcase.
Come for the payments on the boat, Mac. No. Would this be him?
Yes.
Oh, you were looking for me? Yes, you're Captain Mac. That's right. Who is this? It's Mr. Dundas, my nephew. The husband of this lady? Look, mister, who are you and what do you want? Well, that's very simple, but you must forgive my questioning. When one is engaged in my work, one can't be too careful. Your work? Intelligent. What's that got to do with us? I want to charter your boat for a trip. Government work, huh? Yes. The secret mission. Oh. Well, where did you want to go? To Ostend. Tonight. Belgium? That's a fair haul. And there's the U-boat. The fog will cover you. What will you pay? Well, the Crown provides handsomely in these cases. £100. You're off. Wait a minute. Uh-huh. Would you mind showing us your credentials, mister? Yeah, I wouldn't mind at all, my dear fellow, but the fact is, I'm not carrying any. You're not, eh? Well, this isn't what you'd call a casual visit. Well, you're correct, Dundas. He's going where the Nazis are. No credentials. And would you mind explaining why you're sniffing around a little fishing boat like this when you could cross on one of those big, fast torpedo boats that got over at the yard? I find this man insufferable, Captain. Now, what do you say? Time is going short. Why don't you take the torpedo boat? Or the sweeper. They got sweepers there, you know. Well, as a matter of fact, and you should be able to understand, there's a government boat. They might be seen by one of the enemy shore stations. In this fog? You're a liar, mister. And you're a very astute fellow.
A gun.
Yes, it's my ticket to Ostend, Captain. Yeah, put that thing down. Look out, Mac. He's serious. Indeed I am. Now, in. Do what he says, Mary. Now you, Captain. Make me. Shall I? Get in. This is crazy. And you, untie the rope. Now, you, Miss, you sit up there. Why, you don't stand a chance. We'll see. Free and clear. Okay, Mac. Yeah, very reasonable. Captain? What? I'll sit up in the front with the lady. Front? You don't know much about boats, do you? No, and I shan't pretend to. Now, listen, mister. The harbor entrance is closed up. They got the submarine nets in there. But I happen to know that they're open until 8. And I gotta warn you. No tricks. Because I'm very good. You are, eh? Dundas, he says he's very good. Shut up. And let's go. So you're a Nazi. That's right. You talk like an Englishman. Oh, really? A Nazi. Well, what are you, a spy? You could say that. What are you going back to the continent for? The war's not over. What time do you think we'll reach the Belgian coast? Round two. You didn't answer my question. What was that? Why are you leaving England? Scared? If you like. As a matter of fact, I'm returning because I have completed my mission. And what was that? A matter of a bomb. Sabotage. That tanker. The one that went down off the coast. That your work... Yes. Oh, you stinking, filthy bloodhound. No, let him talk. I find him an amusing old gaffer. 30 men out because of you. 30? Dear me, there were 45 aboard. It was 29, Mac. 29. 31 doesn't matter. This Navi, this sneak in the dark with his mission completed. What's the time, Douglas? 4:02. Ought to be passing Goodwin Sands. Tide will be over them, though. What time do they expose? Both sides at once. And that means we get a fast ride back, anyhow. If he lets us come back. Lousy Nazi. How do we know you won't kill us when we let you off? You have my word. Word. Don't take on, dear.
I can't help it. I'm frightened.
Let her come back here with us. No. See how tough he is. He shoots women. If necessary. I'd like to see you get that close to me. Would you? Yes. Look, Nazi. I'm walking towards. Back up. Why not? Yeah. Point that gun at me. You're asking for it, you know. Bloody Nazi. Don't take another step, Captain. He can't hear you, girl. Don't slow down. I won't pick him up. He's dead. He's very dead. He was a good man. He deserves burial. And burial he's got. Now put your throttle back up. No. Your wife next. Yeah. Now we continue our little voyage. About an hour. I noticed you change course from time to time. Why is that? Channel current. You ride with it, you make better time. I see. And you'd like to be rid of my company as quickly as possible. That's right. But I'm glad you're being reasonable. The old man was a fool. You think so, eh? So of course. And so do you. Why do you say that? You've seen the war. You know how it is. That's right. I know how it is.
Landis, don't talk like that.
Why, what's wrong, Mary?
Don't talk with him. It's not right.
We find each other very interesting, Mary. Don't we? Yes, indeed. Tell me, how did you lose your arm? Hurry up. It was the navigator. And a very good one, I imagine. Did it happen in England? No. Bremen. Bremen? I see. You did a very thorough job in Bremen. Yes. Got to be complimented. Thank you.
Landis.
Relax, Mary, relax.
Oh, Landis.
You must understand, Mary. May I call you Mary? You must understand that it's a very extraordinary thing for the soldiers of warring nations to get together for a chat like this. Take a nap, Mary.
What?
Yes, why don't you? Here, you can pull this tarpaulin over you. Not that. What? It's got blood on it, the tarpaulin. Blood. But really, the old man was over there. Don't you see? Not from him. Oh? We spent the day picking up after you. Oh, I see. And you used the tarpaulin for the body. Yes. Well, then, of course, we mustn't use that.
Oh, please. May I sit by my husband?
No, you may not. Just be very quiet, Mary. Everything will be all right. Of course, a lot depends on you, Dunn. Why do you say that? But don't you know what I'm talking about? No. That wrench you picked up about 15 minutes ago, it's right behind you on the lid. What? Thwart. It's right behind you on the thwart. Would you mind dropping it overboard like a good fellow? That would be a foolish waste. Wartime, you know. Wrenches are hard to come by. Yes, I'm sure. You why not slide it over here? All right. Slide it. Even if you could hit me accurately enough to disable me, the gun would go off and... Oh, you know. I know. Here. Thank you. Thank you, Dundas. Well, what are you fearing? Why don't you come and look? No, I don't think I'd better. Why not? Well, you may have another wrench there, or perhaps you'll try to take my gun. In which case, I'll have to kill you. Then where would I be? I might steer all the way back to Dover without knowing it. And then I'd have to kill your wife so she couldn't inform. You see how it is. How do you know I'm not tricking you? I'm sure you're not. If we don't arrive by 3, I'm going to kill her. And then if you should continue to be stubborn, there are ways of forcing you. You mean torture? Ordinarily, it's very difficult to do alone, but in your case, one arm, that should be comparatively simple. Let's not waste words on all that. I'm taking you where you want to go, and I'm counting on you to keep your word to allow us safe departure. Of course.
I don't believe him, Dundas.
But why not?
Because you are what you are. Dundas, don't you see they'll torture you? You're blind, Dundas.
Please, Mary, please don't worry. You have my word. My word of honor as a gentleman. You see, Mary? We have nothing to worry about. Yes, it must be wonderful to be out of the fighting. Not bad. I'll be glad when it's over. Think it'll be over soon? Oh, yes, quite soon. You heard about bug bomb. Yes, but that's only the beginning. We're developing weapons 1,000 times as terrible. 10,000 times as effective. Really? Oh, your wife seems to have gone to sleep. Well, I can't see very well in this dark. Against my knee. About your new weapons. You wouldn't tell me all this if it were your intention to allow a safe departure, now would you? Well, I'm sure your agents know this by now. I don't know. How much longer until we reach the shore? Not long now. I'm bringing her into a deserted beach a few miles outside of Ostend. I see. If you'll look ahead, you may see lights soon. Straight? Ahead? Yes. Impossible. This fog is much too...
I saw it! I got the gun!
Give me that. Stand back. That's it. Now raise them good and high.
Oh, Dundas, I thought he'd never drop his wrist. I waited and waited.
Good work, Mary. Take the wheel.
Yes, Dundas.
Well, well. Remarkable woman, your wife. Yes, indeed. Unfortunate that there's no cartridge in the chamber. Pointed at your gut, why don't I pull the trigger and see if you're telling the truth? Perhaps you'd better not. I don't see why not. If it's empty... No. It's loaded. You... I wonder if you're the type who can kill the man he's facing. I don't know. I've never done it. It's very difficult, you know. Just think of me as a fellow human being, flesh and blood like yourself. Think of the infinite genius that went into making this body of mine. The skin, muscles, arteries, veins, organs, vessels. And the blood. The blood. Murder is a very difficult thing when you're face to face with the murdered. I know. I don't feel as though I could kill you right at this minute. Suppose I try. All I have to do is squeeze the trigger ever so little. No, wait, no, don't. Why not? My life is worth a lot to me, more, believe it or not, than my pride, my honor, my love of Germany. Much more than that. All right. You have a proposition?
Dundas.
Still, Mary, I know what I'm doing. Yes, you keep out of this. What is your proposition? Money. You're going to need money, aren't you? A man with one arm has a tough time of it in peacetime. Jobs are hard to get. Go on. But I have several accounts in London banks. Big accounts. I can write you a check. You can cash it tomorrow. How much? £1,000. I can't hear you.
Dundas, don't do this.
2,000. 3. 5, then that's all the money I have in the world. What about on you? Yes, in the briefcase, 150 pounds. I'll get it out. But the briefcase... I'll take care of that after you leave. Write the check for 5,000 pounds.
Oh, Dundas, please don't do this thing.
Your wife doesn't understand these things. No. For this, I let you off at the beach. Plus, I want to warn you against mentioning my name. Oh, but of course, yes, I'll make it out in cash. Now, there's the check. Thank you. On. Aren't you going to shoot? No. Bargain's a bargain. I'll follow through. You are an honest man. Deal's a deal. Yes, that's right. Better take the wheel.
Shall I take the gun, Dundas?
No.
Oh, please, Dundas. Please let me hold it.
No, Mary.
But why in the name of heaven can't I? You can't steer and cover him at the same time. Not with your one hand.
If you take the gun, you'll shoot him, Mary. I know you.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would. That would be dishonest, Mary. We've made a deal, this man and I. Yes, we have. An honorable deal. It's hard to steer and all. That does pose a problem. Mary, bring me that big wrench.
All right, Dundas.
What are you going to do? Since I can't handle the wheel and the gun, since Mary's not to be trusted, I'll keep the wrench for just in case. Solve the problem very simply. You threw the gun in the sea. And you, sir, you'll find a fishing line with lead on the end of it, right up there in the front locker. Huh? I'm going to slow down now. We're almost there. You'll do the sounding for me. Yes, of course.
You deliberately threw the gun overboard. It's still alive.
5,000 pounds. I have the line. All right, throw it ahead of you. Then feel when it touches bottom. Then measure the depth by your spread arm. Here goes.
Oh, Dundas, I know the war is a shock to you, losing your arm and all, but don't do this. You'll regret it all the rest of your days.
Hit bottom. How deep? 2, 3, 4. All right, that's all. We're closing in on the coast. Swing again. All right. We'll hear the surf in a minute now. It'll not be very strong. Low tide, you know. 2, 3. And all right. Get ready to jump. Jump. This boat hasn't wheels. You'll have to walk the last 10 feet in. All right. Get ready. Here we are. The minute you hear a grate, jump out and push the bow around. Right.
Dundas.
Quiet. Oh, here goes. Good night. Good night. Why, sucker. That ship. The bank is short of funds in the name I signed. Oh, really? Found the beach? Yes, I'm on it. Take a few steps. Why? It's stuck. There's water beyond. The bank is short of funds. That beach is short of sand. Where am I? You're on Goodwin sand. Dover is just 6 miles that way. Which way? I didn't say. And if you're thinking of swimming, I can tell you don't stand a chance. You'll see! It's low tide now, but wait a while. In a few hours, it'll be 10 feet over your head. Drowning's not pleasant, not safe. If you had your gun, you could shoot yourself. You could hang yourself with your belt, but there are no trees. So think about those men you drowned today. Think about them while you wait. I may be around to pick up your body soon. Maybe. Wait! Wait! Good night! Roper! Escape has brought you the David Friedkin Morton Fine production of Flood on the Goodwin. The story is by David Devine and adapted for radio by James Poe. Featured in the cast were Betty Harford, Vic Perrin, Joseph Kearns, and Ben Wright. Also heard were Richard Peel and Alec Harford. Your announcer, George Walsh. The special music for Escape is composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Next week.
You are in the jungles of Haiti, outside of Port-au-Prince, and a night heavy with tropics and small sounds of terror. Below you, a sheer drop of almost half a mile. In back of you, a man with a submachine gun, from whom there is no escape.
So listen next week when Escape brings you the Friedkin Fine story, Night of the Gun. Stay tuned for Night Watch.
Nestle's Quick for the greatest tasting chocolate milk and those famous Nestle chocolate bars present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Visions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Torrey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol! In today's transcribed Space Patrol adventure, Buzz and Happy are testing a new spaceship out beyond the Saturn orbit. Suddenly, they find themselves on a collision course with another spaceship.
That pilot must be crazy. He suddenly changed vector right toward us.
He's not throwing evasive action, so it's up to us. Fire starboard rockets.
Commander, he's still coming at us.
Half that ship is a robot-controlled guided missile. If you don't blow it up, it's going to hit us. Stand by to fire space torpedoes.
Standing by, sir.
Fire number 1.
Commander, the torpedo controls are jammed. We're going to crash.
We'll return in just a moment to today's exciting Space Patrol adventure, The Image of Evil. Got big news today, Space Patrollers. Exciting news for all of you. So quick, get pencil and paper and keep them ready by your radios. Because in just a little while, I'm going to tell you how you can get the latest, the greatest, newest surprise Commander Corey has for all of you. And here it is, the new Cosmic Rocket Launcher. An exact pocket-sized model of the giant rocket used by Commander Corey in today's Space Patrol adventure. Specially constructed of sleek, durable plastic, this neat rocket is a big 6 inches long with a snap-on double-deck scout car. It's positioned on a break-proof nylon launching cord 33 feet long for distance flight. You can send it on its way by pressing the trigger on a stainless steel launching gun. And it travels down that cord with trigger-fast speed. Hits the target and wham! Automatically launches the scout car. Yes, sir, a cosmic rocket launcher of your own means lots of fun, lots of action, too. So Space Patrollers, stand by. In just a few minutes, you're going to learn how you can get your own new sensational Cosmic Rocket Launcher. And now today's Space Patrol adventure, The Image of Evil. In his central office in Space Patrol headquarters on the man-made planet Terra, Commander Corey examines a model rocket ship of unique design. Hearing voices at the door, Buzz carefully places the trim model back into an endurium case labeled Top Secret. As a civilian literally forces his way into the offices, despite the protest of Cadet Happy.
Hey, just a minute.
I've got to see Commander Corey.
You can't just barge
I'll
in
talk
here.
to no one else, understand?
All right, what's this all about?
This man just pushed past the guard at the end of the hall.
Hold on, one at a
I
time.
tried to
It's
stop
all
him.
right, Happy. Now, mister, let's have your story.
Believe me, Commander, I wouldn't have forced my way in here on purely personal matter. There's something you ought to know right away.
Now that you're in here, let's have it.
Commander, Prince Paparati has escaped.
Prince Baccarati? Why, he's
I
in the...
saw him at the Lowell City Spaceport on Mars.
Who are you?
Think I'm crazy, don't you? Well, I'm Baron Sarkane of Jupiter. And I can refer you to several prominent people who will vouch for my sanity and my reliability.
Sarkane, I don't doubt your sincerity, but Prince Baccarati is undergoing treatment at the Criminal Rehabilitation Center on Venus. He's been there for months. He won't be released as cured for nearly a year.
Yes, I know that. But I also know that the man I saw was Baccarati. Believe me, if there was the slightest doubt, I would merely have reported my suspicion to a minor authority on Mars instead of coming directly to you.
If Baccarati had escaped, I wouldn't blame you for being concerned, but I think I can ease your mind. We have personnel sent who will give us an answer. Commander Corey here, Grayson. I need some information.
Yes, Commander.
Where at this moment is Prince Baccarati?
Why, he's still in his rehab, sir.
Yes, I know, but at exactly what stage of the processing? Check with Venus and call me back immediately. Corey out.
Yes, Commander.
Now, Mr. Sarkane, if Baccarati had escaped, Rehab Personnel Center would have been notified.
Appears I've made somewhat of a fool of myself now. Still, I'd swear the man I saw was Prince Baccarati.
And you knew Baccarati personally?
Not intimately. I had no dealings with the man. But I have met him some years ago. He's not the type of man one easily forgets.
I agree with you, Mr. Sarkane. However, there's several billion people in the solar system. There are bound to be similarities.
Yes. I don't know which is the great in my embarrassment or my relief in knowing that that monster isn't loose. My apologies.
It's all right, Mr. Sarkane.
Thank you. My apologies to you, too, for that I
Forget it.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Goodbye. Poor guy. He really thought he had a hot piece of news. News not at all the excitable type. Very surprising. Oh, speaking of surprises, I've got one for you, Hap. Open that box.
Yes, sir. Hey, top secret.
All right.
Wow. A model rocket ship. And what a beauty. But what's that other gadget?
That's a launching device. This is a model of what you and I are going to test in a couple of days. The Cosmic Rocket Launcher.
Oh, so this is the secret project that Saturn tested.
Right. An important new exploration and space search tool, Happy. See how the scout car attaches to the under part of the rocket ship?
Yes, sir.
That scout car can be released to make short auxiliary searches or rescue missions. Here, I'll show you what I mean. I take that book with you, turn across cover, and hold it out at arm's length. That's on your side, of course.
Like this, sir?
That's fine. Now, I'll put the rocket ship in the launching mechanism.
Oh, it works something like a gun.
Now, this model does, yes. Now, I'm going to fire the rocket at that book you're holding. Now, watch what happens to the scout car.
Hey! The rocket ship released the scout car when it hit the book.
Mm-hmm. The release mechanism is in the nose of the rocket ship. Naturally, on the actual ship, the scout car can be released in several different ways. Proximity, vector, manual controls from the ship to a scout car.
Oh, it's a wonderful gadget. May I work it once?
Certainly, huh? Now, hold it a minute. Headquarters, Commander Corey here.
This is Grayson, Rehab Personnel Center. I've got the data on Baccarati.
All right, Grayson.
Prince Baccarati is in the suspended animation section of Venus Rehab Center. Now undergoing stage 5 of the correctional therapy process.
Electro-reassociative orientation. No one can get him out of that.
Right, sir. That wasn't why your question surprised me a while ago. We've had 4 reports from various parts of the solar system of people who were certain they'd seen Prince Baccarati.
Over what period, Grayson?
Oh, last 8 days. Oddly enough, those people making the reports weren't in the crackpot category. For all of them to be true, though, Baccarati would have to be on 3 different planets at the same time. Not even he could do that.
All right, Grayson. Well, thanks very much. Corey out.
Well, that settles that. Sarkane sure was imagining things.
Perhaps. Just thinking. Baccarati has been out of circulation for months. Now, within a short period, several people think they see him.
Some distance from Space Patrol headquarters on Terra, 2 men are in earnest conversation. Larger man grins evilly. Aaron Sarkane speaks. Then, Commander, prove to me that I was right. It didn't agree Prince Baccarati that I saw. I pretended to be embarrassed enough. Good, Sarkane. Now I can move about openly. Frankly, I'm glad it's over. Believe me, it isn't easy to crash into Space Patrol headquarters and lie to Commander Corey. The bigger the lie, the less the risk. Tyrants through the ages have proved that. And now, with my twin brothers safely in the Venus Rehabilitation Center, I can take over. I, Zoltan Baccarati, can turn into my rightful heritage as the true Prince Baccarati. And the other Baccarati was an imposter. The usurper. That's what be if you're twins. You, Sarkane, being a commoner, a peasant, wouldn't understand. Once my family ruled Jupiter and controlled most of the other planets. Yes, I know history. How sweet it is to hear that song. Although my brother and I were twins, I was born first by about 10 minutes. But my evil twin was ambitious and conniving. He cheated me out of my birthright. Before he was 14, he banished me into obscurity. You feel that my very right. I lived under another name. And your brother will get it. Yes. But now he's in the Venus Rehabilitation Center. Now with my chance, I will become more powerful than he ever dreamed of being. And unlike my brother, I can move freely from planet to planet.
Because of your brother?
Yes. It took me years to find them. Innocent, law-abiding men who look like me, and my twin brothers. And I have hired men like you to report to the Space Patrol unit that Prince Buckarati has us.
And now the Space Patrol is so tired of the reports that even the real Prince Buckarati would appear without being there.
I am the real Prince Buckarati.
Of course, that's what I mean.
Finding my brother's secrets out of the Space Patrol's house. In the code, the Space Patrol hasn't been able to get it. But
wasn't your brother given a phonograph test right after he was sent?
No. But the papers weren't discovered until my brother was in the rehabilitation center under Parkinson. Your job, Parkin, is to get those papers out of the pile.
Yeah. When the authorized agents are permitted...
I know that. I have an exact duplicate of the credentials of the Space Patrol career. You will pose as the courier. You will go to the records division, section 18. Give me a pain, Commander. They turned in a 10-page report on what I had for breakfast. This one, for example.
Oh, you're following Lieutenant Woodson's report, huh?
Yes, typically. Our patrol pilots blast a couple of spaceships full of crooks, and they tell the whole story in a 10-word spaceogram. And then a messenger like Lieutenant Woodson writes a novel about his wallet.
Lieutenant Woodson was only following orders, I guess. He suspects somebody of tampering with his credentials. Certain identification cards seem to be in a different order right now.
That's important?
Remember, he has access to the weapons division. Considered it important enough to alert the records division guards against forged credentials.
Oh, well, it just seems like a lot of red tape to me. I guess I'd get a cosmic rocket on my mind.
I know, see what happens.
Well, as soon as we get this routine work out of the way, the sooner we'll blast off for Saturn.
A circus car pulls up in the deserted parking area close to the Space Patrol records division building. Aaron Sarkin punches an empty briefcase and gets out of the car.
Suppose they stop. They won't stop you. You're wearing a Space Patrol lieutenant's uniform. And you've got the proper credentials. Just like natural costume.
Yes, but I know the house.
Don't worry. These clerks work by numbers. They won't even know that you're getting Prince Buckarati's papers. And if they do, well, you got a ray gun. Now get going.
A few moments later, in Space Patrol headquarters, Commander Corey and Cadet Happy are reviewing the cosmic rocket launcher operations procedure when the emergency intercommunications alarm sounds.
Just a moment, huh? Yes, sir. Headquarters, Commander Corey here.
Records Division, Section 18, Technical Sergeant Martin reporting, sir.
Yes, Sergeant?
Response to alert order HQ-1732 Evelyn 120.
Go ahead.
The courier is here in this section, Commander. He presented identification card number SPC00687. The number on the alert order.
This man with you now?
No, sir. I left him back in corridor H, file section 27B. I thought I'd better... No.
Hello, Sergeant. Sergeant Markham. Come on, Happy, and get to the elevator. We're going down to the records section.
Swiftly, the elevator drops to the lower levels of the Space Patrol headquarters building, and Buzz and Happy hurry down a deserted corridor of the record division.
Now, this way, Hap. Here's section 18.
Yes, sir. Commander, look, it's the guard.
Sergeant Markham.
Someone slugged him when he was on the intercom.
And cut off the connection.
Chances are, whoever it was
Get your ray gun ready.
Yes, sir.
Hold it right where you are.
Commander, it's Sarkin.
All right, Sarkin. What are you doing in that uniform?
I can explain everything, Commander.
What have you got there? Give it to Happy.
Yes. Here you are.
Yeah, and I'll just take that ray gun, Sarkin.
You got in here with Lieutenant Woodson's duplicated credentials. What was he after, huh?
Oh, they're these papers. They're the undeciphered code on Prince Buckarati.
Well, Sarkin, you seem to have an unusual interest in Buckarati. You tell me you've seen him on Mars, and now you're sneaking into the file section with false credentials.
Commander, I need your help. Listen to me, please.
Okay, Commander, look out. Get your hands off, Corey. You two, cadet. Rocket. It's Prince Buckarati.
Yes.
Prince Buckarati, the real prince.
I'm sure you came just in time.
I got a buzz gun here, Corey, so don't attempt any heroics.
Yeah, here you are. You do look like Buckarati.
Naturally. I'm his twin brother's old time. His twin brother? Well, I didn't know
Listen,
all of you. There is only one thing my brother and I have in common. Our hatred of Commander Corey.
With you out of the way, either of us could have ruled the United Planet.
That's flattering, Zoltan, but not necessarily true.
Oh, yes, it is. And I'm going to prove it now. Regarded the exit is unconscious. Sarkane and I can be out of here with my brother's secret records in just a few seconds. Get out of the line of fire, Sarkane. I'm going to bless Coriander to death.
We'll return to Space Patrol in just a moment. You just shoot it, and boom, watch it go. A direct hit every time. Because the cosmic rocket is guided by you from the trigger of its stainless steel launching gun. And that gun's got a special spring, powered for long-distance flight or short hops, up or down its 33-foot nylon cord. Play with a cosmic rocket launcher as often as you like. The rocket and its snap-on double-deck scout car are made of break-proof, shatter-proof plastic in beautiful colors, red and yellow. Launch it solo or with one of your pals. Set up your target, rig your sighting line, press the trigger, and away it flies like a shooting star. Hits the target and automatically launches the scout car. Super neat, Senior George. That's the Cosmic Rocket Launcher. Easy to play with, easy to get. Ready with your pencils and papers, Space Patrollers? Here's how. Send a Rice Chex or Wheat Chex box top, or send the special premium panel from the side of a Nestle's Quick Can or the lid, together with your name and address, and 25 cents in coin, to Space Patrol, Lot 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. Don't forget your 25 cents. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now back to our Space Patrol adventure, The Image of Evil. In the Records Division of Space Patrol Headquarters, Buzz and Happy cornered Aaron Sarkane in the act of stealing a file of secret documents on the arch-criminal Prince Baccarati. Baccarati's twin brother, Zoltan, surprised the Space Patrolman and is now threatening to destroy them with a blast gun.
Start toward the exit, Sarkane. I'll take care of Coriander Cadet.
Yes, Your Highness.
Commander, he's a living image of Prince Baccarati.
Yes, and just as evil.
No, Corey. I'm not evil. I'm only getting what was originally mine. My brother deprived me of my heritage. He misused the power he took from me. But with these records, I can find the fortune he hid. The treasure he concealed on half a dozen planets.
You're forgetting those papers are in code. A code that even our top cryptographers couldn't crack.
No, I shall have no trouble, Commander. For ages, the Baccaratis have had their own family secret.
Your Highness, let's get out of here.
In a moment, Sarkane.
Baccarati, why did you send Sarkane to my office to tell me he'd seen your brother on Mars?
This merely to create a confusion. I reasoned that if Prince Baccarati was being seen everywhere, you Space Patrollers would cease paying attention to any of the reports, and I could travel as I pleased.
Otherwise, you'd have to alter your appearance by plastic surgery.
Exactly. And that, of course, is unthinkable.
Why? Any change would be an improvement.
I can't expect a peasant to appreciate the noble countenance of a Baccarati. Look at this face. It has the Baccarati brow, the Baccarati nose, the Baccarati chin. I ask you, where have you seen anything like it?
On a pack rat in a Venus warehouse.
What's that?
The general alarm. And you won't be able to escape. The exit is locked.
That's impossible. I knocked the guard out with the ray gun.
If he doesn't ring in every 3 minutes, the alarm sounds and the exit's locked automatically.
I knew we shouldn't have come in. Shut up, Sarkane. Commander Corian Natterby has a master key. Search him.
Yes, Your Highness.
I've got it. Now, let's get out of here. Corey, I can't finish you with the blast gun. The guards would hear it. This ray gun will have to do for now. Now, Sarkane, let's get out of here.
By the time guards reach Buzz and Happy, Baccarati and Sarkane have escaped from the Records Division. An hour passes before the effects of the ray gun wear off, and Buzz is able to issue an all-planets alarm for Baccarati. Now, in his central office, Buzz picks off his spaceophone and turns to Happy.
That's all they can do right now, Hap. But inside of an hour, every space patrol in the solar system will be looking for Zoltan Baccarati. It's going to be tough on those doubles of his.
Well, they can usually prove who they are.
Well, the original Prince Baccarati was bad enough, but this twin of his, wow.
Zoltan may be worse. He feels that his brother gave him a raw deal, so he's out to make up for lost time.
I guess the first thing he'll try to do is pick up some of the money his brother stashed all around over the solar system. I mean, after he deciphers those coded papers he stole from the file.
He'll probably lie low and have someone else pick up the money. With the entire Space Patrol alerted, we'll get him eventually. Well, let's get to the spaceport.
Yes, sir.
Bring the data on the cosmic rocket launcher. I'll brief you while we're on the flight to Saturn. Between orbits of Jupiter and Saturn, a private space cruiser follows a vector remote from the regular space lanes. Aaron Sarkane carefully watches the viewscope screens while Zoltan Baccarati barks instructions to his henchman by spaceophone.
Take care of that immediately. Remember, I will tolerate no mistakes. Baccarati out. You see, Sarkane, there is nothing to worry about. Soon I will have most of my brother's money. And with that, I can rule the universe. But Corey knows you're right. Yes, and Corey is my chief obstacle. However, he will not oppose me for long. In a few hours, I will be rid of Corey for good.
Thank you, Your Highness. I don't like the idea.
Your opinion means nothing to me, Sarkane. You are like most men, ruled by fear, limited by a lack of imagination. But I am a Baccarat. Remember, what is an obstacle to an end is not an obstacle to an eagle. And I, Sarkane, am an eagle.
Yes.
In a few hours, Corey will be out beyond the southern orbit, testing the cosmic rocket. There is my opportunity to destroy him. One of my spies on Saturn has given me the test vector Corey will use.
And you expect me to crash that old robot-controlled cruiser into the rocket?
It will be easy. Even if Corey sees the cruiser, he won't expect an attack. Suddenly, it will be upon him. And once the test ship is in range of the automatic target selector, the cruiser will crash into Corey's ship. He can't avoid it.
But suppose it blasts the cruiser before it?
That problem has been taken care of. All right, Sarkane, take me to Jupiter. I'll wait there while you finish Corey. If you follow my instructions, your control ship will never be detected.
At the Saturn test base, Commander Corey and Cadet Happy are at the controls of the new rocket ship, ready for blast-off, making a final checkup.
Scout car release mechanism in order, Commander.
Stand by for blast-off.
Standing by, sir.
Remember, the first man to recover from blackout presses the automatic spaceophone signal to notify base control.
Yes, sir.
The green warning light from base operations center. At the kickoff buzzer, press the rocket launching control. Up, ship and away.
The spaceophone signal.
All right, huh? I've already taken care of it.
Hey, how long have I been out?
Take a look at the vector indicator.
Look, the rockets were nearly to the first test point.
Right. We've run under 8 G's acceleration for 30 minutes. I came to shortly after the automatic control cut down to 1 G.
There's Saturn moon number 8 in the viewscope screen. That's our first objective, right?
Just the proximity release control for the scout car, huh?
Yes, sir. 1,000 BUs.
You know the procedure?
Yeah. I board the scout car. After automatic ejection, I pilot the scout car to moon number 8, land, and then at a signal from you, I blast off and attach to the rocket ship again.
Right. Wait, huh? There's a ship crossing our test vector.
What's he doing out here? Hey, it's a private cruiser.
An odd place for a private cruiser to be. Thousands of BUs off the space lane.
Hey, that pilot must be crazy. He suddenly changed vector right toward it.
He's not trying evasive action, so it's up to us. Fire starboard rockets.
Commander, he's still coming at us. He changed direction just when we did.
Yeah, that ship is a robot-controlled guided missile. Somebody's deliberately trying to wreck us.
Oh, the rocket.
If you don't blow up that cruiser, it's going to hit us. Stand by to fire space torpedoes.
Standing by, sir.
Fire number 1.
Commander, the firing controls are jammed. We're going to crash.
We've got one more trick.
How can you trick a missile?
We'll throw it a bone.
A bone?
The scout car. We release the scout car and then swerve suddenly. The robot seeker may hold on to the scout car.
We haven't much time, sir.
Release scout car.
There it goes, zooming out ahead of us.
Right to the robot. I'm going to change course.
It worked, Commander. The cruiser didn't swerve. It stayed right on the beam, headed for that scout car. Wow. Well, that takes care of the robot ship.
Yeah. The cost of the scout car.
I'm glad you thought of ejecting your plane. I'm surprised that robot ship didn't keep on after us. After all, this ship is so much bigger than the scout car.
Yeah, but when we shot the scout car on ahead, it returned stronger impulses to the robot guiding mechanism than this ship did.
Well, somebody certainly doesn't like us.
Yes. Anxious to know who it is. Must be fairly close. It'd have to be in order to have brought that robot ship exactly across our vector the way they did.
I'll cut on the viewscope scanner, sir.
Sarkane to Baccarat.
Baccarat here.
It worked, Your Highness. I just saw the explosion.
Very good. Now come to Jupiter immediately. With Corey out of the way, you can start putting my friends in operation.
just saw something useful. I don't understand it. It's the rocket.
What?
It isn't even hard. The rocket you crashed into it. I saw the explosion.
Or he must have fixed the spacesuit with no mechanism. It's blown after robot.
Your Highness, I think he's sighted me. The ship is coming toward me. What do I do now?
That is up to you, Sarkane. From now on, you're on your own. Goodbye, Sarkane.
Your Highness, help me, please. Your Highness, please.
Training on him, Commander. Make a race out of it. Torpedo mechanism fixed. Keep working on it. I'll try to contact him. Manacori aboard test rocket ship CL-85, calling private cruiser Class C now on 35-degree heading toward Saturn moon number 8. Acknowledge. Manacori calling private cruiser Class C. I'm 5 DUs astern of you. Cut your rockets and prepare to be boarded.
You'll never come aboard this ship, boy.
Commander, it's Sarkane. Sarkane, is Baccarati aboard? Answer me.
Make a mark. I tell you where to find Baccarati. Will you give me a break?
I don't make deals with crooks.
I don't have anything to lose. My time, get away. I'll tell you this. Never get aboard this ship.
Commander, I found the trouble. The firing mechanism is okay now. Good. Torpedo over Sarkane's ship. Yes, sir. Sarkane, are you going to surrender? All right, fine. Number one now. How about it, Sarkane? We can come closer, you know. All right, have fire, too.
No, with me. No, I'll surrender.
Hold it now. All right, Sarkane, cut your rockets.
Yes.
If you join airlocks, come into this ship. And remember, we'll have ray guns ready, so don't try anything.
I won't, Commander. I give you my word.
That's a lot of assurance.
I won't give you any trouble. I'll tell you where you can find Baccarati. He's hiding out a few miles from Jupiter City. Thank you, Sark.
Baccarati? He's been listening. Wait a minute.
Yes, Commander. I've been eavesdropping. I was disappointed to learn that my plan had failed. But the next time, you won't be so lucky.
Your twin brother tried to get me too, Baccarati. You know where he is. In fact, Baccarati, I guarantee that you and your brother will soon have a family reunion.
In just a moment, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Brought to you by Rice Chex and Wheat Chex, the bite-sized cereals in the red and white checkerboard packages. Wind it up, put it in your pocket, take your own cosmic rocket launcher with you wherever you go. You can do it, Space Patrollers, because that slick-looking rocket and neat double-deck scout car are made of real durable plastic. Swell bright colors, red and yellow. And don't forget, all 33 feet of that special nylon thread is break-proof. The launching gun is of sturdy stainless steel with long-distance power built right into it.
Right, Captain Twofells. Space Patrollers, this is Commander Corey. I want every one of you to have this exact pocket-sized model of my own cosmic rocket launcher. Operates just like mine, too. A big 6-inch rocket whizzes down a nylon launching cord, hits a target, and automatically launches the double-deck Snap-on Scout car. And there's a space inside the Scout car for important secret messages. Now, gang, listen while Captain Twofells tells you how to get yours.
To get your cosmic rocket launcher, send a Rice Chex or Wheat Chex box top, or send the special premium panel from the side of a Nestle's Quick Can or the lid, together with your name and address and 25 cents in coin, to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. Don't forget your 25 cents. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy have trapped Prince Baccarati in his retreat on Neptune.
Keep it covered, Happy. If he makes one move, use your ray gun. Yes, sir. What's that noise?
Nothing to be alarmed about.
Oh, my hand! The ray gun is red hot. I couldn't hold it. Baccarati, what... Commander, our gun's melted. Vaporized.
This blaster is still all right. And if either of you move, I'll be glad to prove it.
Be sure to join us next week for the thrilling story of Phantom Visitor. Space Patrol, created by Mike Moser, starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston, produced and directed by Larry Robertson, executive producer Mike Devereux. Other players were Bela Kovac, Norman Jolly, and Ken Mayer. Dick Twofells speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday for exciting action on Space Patrol. Space Patrol was brought to you today by Nestle's Quick, for the greatest tasting chocolate milk and those famous Nestle chocolate bars. Be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol program on your local ABC television station. Consult your local paper for time and channel. This program is broadcast for armed forces overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Space Patrol came to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.